There's the Czechs. Yeah, they may be in lane 1, but watch out for them. Silver medalists in a cracking race on home water last year. Very experienced. Sobisek, Havel, Spichar and Vorel. Watch for the Czechs in lane 1. Then we have Maldonis, Kaplinski, Navakauskas and Seja from Lithuania in lane 2. 5th at the Olympic Games. A couple of changes in the boat since then. But they were bronze medalist in Szeged in the first World Cup of this season. So watch out for them. Always incredibly well drilled, the Lithuanians. And I imagine we'll get away to a quick start. But maybe not as quick as these guys. European, the world champions, and on home water. Ribeiro there in the second seat, and Baptista. They have won so many medals across K2s and K4s. Portuguese legends. Portugal have been off the podium, though, in the World Cups this year. 4th place for them, but they know they've got the crowd behind them. Then, next to them, in lane 4, the Poles. Stepan, Kajanek, Vichev and Vitschak. 3rd in the Europeans last year. Now, Olympic champions, Wen Schmidt, Lemke, Schopf and Liebscher Lutz. Liebscher Lutz back in the boat after a more difficult season last year. They are the Olympic champions, and by the way, they were in Tokyo as well. Just incredible. Max Rentschmidt in the front of there, stroked the boat in Tokyo, stroked the boat to the gold medal in Rio as well. So, maybe favourites, the Germans, in lane 5. Fastest qualifiers. And we've got Nadas, Fodor, Kuruc and Todka from Hungary, getting better and better. They were gold medalists on the home water at the World Cup in Szeged just a month ago. We've got Del Rio, Arevalo, Cooper and Gemard from Spain in lane 7. Jakjevic, Dragosavljevic and Lagundic from Serbia in 8. Mixture of 500 and 200 meter experts. And then in lane 9, Smilinka, Danielenko, Trunov and Kukarik from Ukraine.
Ready, set.
Men's K4 500 meters is underway. One of the blue ribbon events of this European Championships. Watch for the Germans in the middle of the course, and of course the local favourites from lane 3. Portugal get out early in that white boat. Just tracking them right alongside them is the Lithuanians, as I said, incredibly well-drilled crews, the bronze medalists from the World Cup in Szeged. Portugal, they've got the bit between the teeth, really driving hard there. Goncalves in the front, Ribeiro, Baptista and Casinha backing them up, but they will be put under pressure by the Germans, I've no doubt of that, and possibly the Hungarians in lane 6 as they get to the halfway mark. Halfway mark goes in a flash, and the Portuguese continue to lead. They have the crowd behind them. They're working incredibly hard, but they're perfectly together, in unison, in harmony now. Here come the Hungarians moving through. The Germans have still got a little bit of work to do. It looks like the Hungarians are going to provide the biggest challenge to the Portuguese, and maybe, just maybe, the hugely powerful Serbians in lane 8. Watch for them. It's a rip-roaring race in the final few meters here. The finish line is approaching. We've got 7 or 8 seconds to go, and the Portuguese have the lead. They're going to have to lunge for the line, though, because the Hungarians are coming. The Hungarians are coming. The Germans are there. The Spanish are there. And the Portuguese are going to have to wait for a photograph. Well, it promised to be something special, and it was. Portuguese got out there and led early on, but goodness me, what a charge for the Hungarians. They were there. The Germans were there late. Had to watch out for the Serbians from lane 8 as well. But Hungary are just beginning to do something magical in the K4 once again. I can remember the K4s of 2000 and 2004 where they dominated the Olympic Games, but since then maybe Hungary haven't quite found the right combination for K4. Well, maybe, just maybe, they have done now. Got to remember, Sander Tokka in the back of that K4 boat. is the reigning Olympic champion in the K1 200 meters. The last time they had that event. They've got the power, they've got the speed, they got away to a decent start, but nobody started as well as three from the right of your picture in the white boat, the Portuguese. And given that they had the crowd behind them, we just thought they might hold on. But the Hungarians, you can see there, middle of your picture, Bence Nadas there, through the line. Maybe Portugal, yep, Portugal will get a medal. And perhaps the Germans, the Olympic champions, back together again. Will get a medal too, but we'll have to wait for confirmation of that, and that's what we want. Waiting for confirmation, which just tells us that that was a close race. So we have to wait for the officials and the photo finish and the confirmation of that. Certainly to me, it looked like the Hungarians were the winners, and Portuguese and Germans perhaps will be on the podium. There's the Hungarians, Bence Nadas, Bence Fodor, Levente Kuruc, and Sander Tokke. Winners in Szeged in Hungary, silver medalists, most recently in Brandenburg in Germany. They won a silver at the World Championships last year with a completely different boat. It's incredible how the Hungarians keep finding people they can slot into a K4 and be that good. Max Lemke there, the German, just hugely experienced. He won a K2 medal in Paris with Jakob Schopp.
I don't speak German, so you can speak. Good job, man.
Germans, gold medalists in Paris, gold medalists in Tokyo, and gold medalists in Rio. We're just still waiting confirmation of the results. Don't have that confirmation yet. The Portuguese wait earnestly to see if they made the podium. Maybe just a little bit of disappointment on the face of the Portuguese there. João Ribeiro, you can see on the left of your picture there, been in and around the medals across K2, K2 500, K2 200 in the past. And that was a brave attempt, a little bit like the 1,000 meters from Fernando Pimenta, their talismanic teammate. They went out early. A little bit of a debrief with the Spanish crew there as we still wait for the confirmation of the positions and times. Ribeiro and Batista, they've been on the podium in K2 this season as well. A Portuguese, third place in Szeged in Hungary in the first World Cup, and they were silver medalists in K2 500 at the World Championships in Milan. So a huge amount of experience in that Portuguese boat. But they grasped the nettle. They took the race by storm, but it was the Hungarians that were coming late, as were the Germans in that 500-meter race. In fact, you could say the Hungarians only really led over the last metre or two of that race. But then you only got a lead over the finish line. Okay, we'll have to move on. We'll wait. I'll bring you confirmation as soon as I possibly can of that first K4 race. But we're going to look at the start list here of the second and final K4 race, final race of our session.